28 days of relentless discipline and I was at a breaking point. With a major obstacle course just days away, my entire body decided to just betray me. Ever since last week, I've had this sharp, searing pain in my left knee, and every muscle has been screaming for rest. Every rational thought told me to quit, to just give up. But a promise is a promise, especially the one you make to yourself. This isn't a story about being the strongest or the fastest. It's what happens when you're injured, exhausted, and full of doubt, and you refuse to quit anyways. For those of you who don't know, 75 Hard isn't a fitness challenge. It's a mental toughness program created by Andy Frisella. It's an ironclad contract with yourself. For 75 days, the rules are absolute. 2 45-minute workouts every day. One has to be outside, no matter the weather. You stick to a diet, no cheat meats and no alcohol. You drink a gallon of water and read 10 pages in a non-fiction book. Oh, and you take progress pictures every single day. If you slip up even once, you restart from day one. The first 3 weeks have been a bit of a whirlwind. Early morning workouts in the biting cold, forcing down water all day, meticulously planning every meal, and then still trying to find energy to complete that second workout. That initial shock was brutal, but it slowly shifted into momentum. That daily checklist wasn't a chore, but it became a source of power. I was building consistency, silencing the voice of excuses. The results were undeniable. By week 4, I was down 2.5 kilos. I was feeling leaner and more in control than I had been for years. I was flying, and then I hit a wall. Week 4 felt like hitting a concrete wall at 100 miles an hour. The accumulated fatigues of 42 workouts over 21 days, the strict diet, it all came crashing down. My energy vanished, I wasn't just tired, I felt hollowed out, and every workout was a battle against my own body. And at this part of the challenge, I understood what everyone warned me about. The part where feeling good becomes a distant memory, and it's purely about doing the work when you feel completely and utterly depleted. But the program is designed for this. You don't follow your mood, you follow the rules. You just do the work. Then, a problem I couldn't ignore. During a simple outdoor run last week, I had a sharp jabbing pain in my left knee. This wasn't muscle soreness. This was a full-stop, show-stopping injury. Runner's knee inflamed by the sudden, intense workout volume. My go-to outdoor cardio was gone for the foreseeable future. This was a test. The rules of 75 Hard are rigid, but they're not a suicide pact. And quitting the challenge was not an option. But neither was causing permanent injury. So I had to adapt. My outdoor runs instead became long, slow, agonizing walks. My gym sessions became laser focused on my upper body and core. Anything to keep pressure off that knee. It was deeply frustrating. All that confidence I had built was slowly draining away, and to add on that, I was just a few days away from running the toughest OCR race. The plan to race it hard had shattered, so I had to make a new one. And then race day. The atmosphere was electric. Thousands of people, a mix of elite athletes and amateurs like my partner, all buzzing with nervous energy. Toughest Malmo is one of Europe's premier OCR events. A flat, fast course through sand and water, packed with about 40 obstacles designed to break you. Standing at the start line with a dull throb in my knee was a constant reminder. My mind was a war zone of doubt. You're injured, you don't belong here. But another voice forged over the 28 days of discipline cut through the noise. And it had only one message. You showed up, now get to work. The horn screamed and we moved. We started slow, cautious. Every step on the soft sand was a negotiation with my knee. We weren't racing anyone, our only goal was to actually finish together. Then came the obstacles, crawling to mud, hassling sandbags, scaling walls. My body was on fire, but my mind was absolute. 75 Hard had prepared me for just this moment. It taught me to dismantle an overwhelming challenge into a single manageable step. It wasn't 40 obstacles. It was this one, and then the next one, and then the next after that. Even reaching the first obstacle, I felt like maybe this was a bad idea. Like my knee would just give out at any second. But we pushed through it, and it actually went really good. Then came one of the larger climbs, and for a moment I was thinking maybe I should just do the penalty lap. But I wasn't here to find an easy way out. It was slow and ugly, but we did it. And in that moment of finding a way through, I felt a victory I hadn't really felt in a while. If this struggle feels familiar, and if you've ever stared down a challenge that at the moment felt impossible, I would love if you'd consider subscribing. I'm documenting the entire 75 Hard challenge journey, all the highs and all the lows, and I'd love for you to join along. The last kilometer was rough. The leg had started to get better, but it was really warm. And I don't think I drank enough, because I felt like I was going to pass out the entire way. My grip was gone, my legs felt like lead, but the knee pain was actually better. We pushed through that final straight and reached the final ramp. I actually got up on my first try for the first time in, I think, 4 races. And that meant we crossed the finish line together at under 80 minutes. Sure, it's not my best time ever, but it's the best time I've had with an active knee injury during the race. And for a moment I just stood there, completely dirting, waiting for my partner to come over the finish line as well. And that's where 75 Hard clicked. The program didn't magically heal my knee. It gave me the mental framework to perform despite the pain. Before, a knee injury like this was a really valid excuse to quit. But 75 Hard eliminates excuses. It forces you to stop thinking on what I can't do and focus more on what you actually can, even in adversity. And for me, this time, that was changing the goal from competing to just completing, to make it about teamwork instead of a solo effort. And this race was proof that the last month has actually started to rewire my brain. Week 4 pushed me through my absolute limit, both physically and mentally. And the toughest OCR race at the end was a really great reward. It was proof that the constant daily grind, the water, the running, the workouts, the reading, every part of it was worth it. I went into that race injured and full of doubt. But on the other side, I walked away with a trophy, a decent finishing time, and my knee is actually doing better. The 2.5 kilograms I lost in the last 4 weeks, that's just a footnote. The real prize was the mental fortitude. That's the only trophy that matters. The first month of 75 Hard almost broke me, but it ultimately forged me into someone I feel proud of being. And the journey is far from over. Thank you for watching.